guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sanibonani, and thank you all so much for joining me. So we're still doing Vlogtober. This is episode 3 or 4, not really sure, but firstly, I'd like to thank you guys so much for engaging with my videos. Please continue to do so. Just continue engaging, sharing, liking, leaving comments. I really appreciate it. Please continue with the videos that I'm still going to upload. And it has become very clear to me that I will not be able to upload on Sundays. So I'm sorry. I know I said I'm going to upload 3 videos per week, but it's a bit of a challenge. Today, as you guys have seen in the title, I want to talk about one of my favorite book series, not series, what am I saying? This is, let me not say one of my fave. This is my favorite book series ever. And guys, I've read a lot of books, and no book series has ever captured me as much as the Hlomu series. So the Hlomu series is authored by Sis Tutu Dube, and she has like 6 books. The first one is Hlomu, the second Zandile Hlomu the wife, Zandile the resolute, Naledi his love, Ikunga, mess, and now the end. So, whoo, my goodness, where do I even begin? Like, firstly, kudos to Sis Tutu. That woman is a creative genius. She has been able to capture South African black women for so many years. Since 2014, Usbambile. It's been 8 years now, and like, kudos to her, because she is a creative genius. She's what we consider a creative genius, and her work is amazing. So guys, I will not talk about the entire series because I feel like it's going to take long. There's a lot to unpack, from each of the books, but I'll just focus on the end, because for me a lot starts to make sense because of the end. Like, one of the first things that started to make sense to me was how Nkosana quickly welcomed Hlomu into the family when she was just a girlfriend. Like, Nkele and Hlomu were only dating for a few weeks when Nkosana already trusted her with abantwana. And in the book we find out ukuthi, okay guys, just a disclaimer, I am going to try my best to not like give a lot of spoilers, but I just want to highlight things that stood out for me in the book. Okay, so I'm sorry. There's a lot of detail in the book that I will not mention because I want you guys to go and buy the books and read. So, as I was saying, Nkosana trusted Hlomu with his sons, 3 sons. It was Ulwandle, Umvelo, Usbani. Why was I forgetting Usbani? Anyway, so it was Sbani, Lwandle, Nomvelo. So they trusted her with the kids from the get-go, which was kind of weird. How do you just trust a person? So for me at that time, it was just maybe because she's just a lovable person, because from reading the books we got to understand Hlomu she has this aura about her that is just lovable. She's like just a lovable person. They don't have to do much. You just look at them and you're like, oh, such a beautiful person, or oh, such a lovely person. And also the fact that Hlomu has so much power in that family is always so surprising to me, because yes, I get that she got there, loved them, brought the family together, all this and that, but Hlomu is not the wife of the first son. She's not Nkosana's wife, right? And normally the matriarch of the family is the son of the wife of the eldest son, right? It's not unkosikazi wendodana yesithathu. No, that for me was a bit, but I always brushed it off. It's because Hlomu came and lifted the family up and loved the kids, you know. I mean, it would make sense ukuthi uZandile abe the matriarch of the family. Yes, Zandile was in jail for a couple of years, but it's not like she was a stranger to the family, you know. And then so now in the book, the end, we get to understand ukuthi uNkosana saw his mom from the time she passed away. So she was like there, you know, she was there. And I don't think anyone knew this, because Nati, we found out about it in the end, in his chapter when he was speaking. And also we find out ukuthi uNomafu, the mother, is the one that chose Hlomu to be unkosikazi yabo wa the Zulu family. Yeah, she chose Hlomu. So now I'm really confused when I find that out ukuthi why didn't she choose uZandile? Because uZandile is a girl from Embuba, where they all come from. I mean, it would make sense ukuthi, and guys, don't get me wrong, I love Hlomu, she's my favorite wife, right? But it's just things that I thought of as I was reading the book. Ukuthi, why didn't she choose uZandile? Zandile is from Embuba. She understands their background, probably knows the mom and dad because they were all living in the same community, you know. So it would make sense ukuthi yena kube uye who's the matriarch, who's chosen to, you know, like lead the family in a sense. Yes, the men are leading the family, but obviously she has some form of power, like a huge amount of power. And it, reading now the book, it also makes sense why that guy from Margate, in Ikunga, if you read Ikunga, you'll understand ukuthi the guy said to Umtoti, stop yeka ukuthanda unkosikazi womunye umuntu, she's where she belongs. Yeah, she's where she belongs. And if you know, Umtoti saw Hlomu first, but not like the not the way that they did it in the series. No, like he always saw her in a bus. We find that out to mess, because Imes is more about Umtoti. Yeah, Umtoti, which is really sad. But yeah, that book is really sad. Imes, it's a really sad book. I don't even want to talk about it. But anyway, oh, my nose is irritating me, guys. It's so itchy. My sinuses are rising. I have to take my sinus tablets. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, so now that I got to understand it's okay, Hlomu was the chosen one. There is no one that is going to be Hlomu in that family. Like, Hlomu is the matriarch of the Zulu family. Whether she's the 3rd or the 10th wife does not matter. She's the matriarch. That is why they value her opinion so much, even with the people that they love. Hlomu has to accept you and approve of you for you to be a part of that family, which is scary. Because what if you guys fall in love and you love each other and then Hlomu doesn't approve? What then? Now that we know that she was chosen by Unomafu, I know that she wouldn't make like a wrong decision in terms of the wives in the family. Okay, moving on to another wife, Manje, who has gained my respect, Unaledi. So Naledi is a princess is a Tswana princess. Her dad is a chief in a community there. She comes from a well-off family, you know, she's a princess. So she was always sheltered and a bit of a spoiled brat. So she came with that energy when she got married. And yeah. But Kawe, one thing I'll give Kawe, he loves his wife. He has never hurt her in any way. I love that. I know Mkele also loves Hlomu, but umshayile guy too. So yeah, no, I don't consider that. So Ukawe loves his wife so much. So Unaledi was she was too much of a snob. Too much of a snob for the family that she decided to get married into. You know, whenever bacabana no Kawe, we are ugel until she got married. Okay, that is when she got better, but she still had her snobbish tendencies. So Una lady was pregnant here in the end at the beginning, and she gave birth to 3 boys. But here when she was pregnant, she was pregnant with 2, Gandhi, it's 3. So after giving birth, the ladies that were helping her give birth, babiza umhlaba. Umhlaba is the Zulu brothers. I won't say cousin. I feel like the term cousin does not apply to them because Abu Baba were my twin. Umhlaba was called Uguti, you must sacrifice the 3rd one. So, hey, futhi guys, you have to read this book. I don't want to get into detail ngaleyo kakhulu because I think that's the crux of the story. So, as I was saying, the 3rd child, had to be sacrificed, like thrown into the fire as a ukuzalwa, to stop the curse that was created by Umkhulwabo. But Umkhulwabo did not do it out of malice. It was just him trying to protect his bloodline. So his wife Umtania would get pregnant, give birth. After giving birth, abantwana would pass away, and it was always twin boys. So obviously, as a couple, lento leyo beba limaza. So he had to, make a sacrifice for his bloodline to continue. One of Naledi's children had to be sacrificed, but Umhlaba couldn't, so he didn't. And that caused Uguti Usisekelo, he had to step up. And Sisekelo is 17 years old. So that part for me was really sad. Uguti, yes, he's embracing it, but it's really sad. So I'm back to Naledi Ge. Unaledi, after giving birth, she goes to a coma for like 3 months. And then she was being trained, because she doesn't really say much here, or she was with the grandmother Umtania during that 3 months. And when she came back to the world of the living, let me tell you something, Unaledi became a whole different person. She was not the spoiled brat that she was. She was very much about the family, which I love. So Unaledi naye got to understand that she's there because to fulfill a purpose, and she was chosen by the grandmother. So now I also was a bit confused why Unaledi. I would assume because Naledi is from a different culture that they would have chosen someone else, but they chose her. And is it because she comes from a royal family and they needed the royal blood? I don't know. I honestly don't know. And in the book, it doesn't specify whether Umtania was royalty or not. Because if she was royalty, then it would make sense to me ukuthi azokhetha Unaledi to play whatever role. Because Unaledi doesn't go in depth with what she was taught by Umtania, or what she was doing with Umtania. So I'm just assuming that she was chosen because she's royalty. I honestly don't know, but I love it. I love that they chose a Tswana princess, and she also came in full force, ready to learn and be a part of the family. And then one last thing that stood out for me in the book is Umpande no Kai. Guys, I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing these things, like my Q's and X's and C's sometimes z shaky, so I'm really sorry for that. Umpande is one of the younger brothers, so he's the 7th one. And Umpande for years struggled to love anyone because he was sexually molested by someone that the family trusted. So ukhule kuye, whenever he had to be intimate with a woman, the only thing that he'd feel was the stench of that lady that sexually assaulted him. which makes sense because he didn't get help, you know, for his for his trauma. Like unama multiple trauma umpande. It's losing his parents at a young age, it's being sexually molested, it's being brought into crime at a young age. Like there's a lot. And for a long time he felt like he was incapable of loving until he met Ukaya. Oh guys. So he already had a baby mama, Utando, which we don't like, because Utando slept with Untiga, who's the last born of the family. Also, I get that Utando is wrong, but Untiga for me also is just, it's just frustrating for me. Untiga was willing to be like intimate with his brother's girlfriend. I feel like he has no sense of brotherhood like the rest of them. I don't know. I don't know whether it's because he spends most of his time overseas, but he comes across as very selfish, you know, comes across as very selfish. And it doesn't help that Hlomu Zandile are protecting him and treating him like an egg, right? So Umpande falls in love with this girl. So Ukaya is a daughter of one of the domestic workers, and she was hired to clean some of the empty Zulu houses. And that's how they met, and they started having conversations, and he fell in love, which I'm really happy about. But the funny thing is that for me, Utando ngaleceleni yena, she thinks she has like all the power, umbambile umpande, on, you know, on some I don't love Umpande, but I'm here, you know, for the money, because I know these guys take care of their wives. And then Hlomu yamtshela ukuthi, hey, when are you not here? No, Naledi actually told her, you are not here to give anything. When are you here to take? And that's not how it works in this family. And you do not force your way in. You are chosen to be a wife in this family. I was like, Nanso. That's right. Tell her. Because she's all about money, guys. I know we all love money. That can be the driving force. I mean, what if the money ends? What's going to happen now? Is she going to divorce Umpande because imali ayisekho? Anyway, Naledi wamtshela ke. This is after Naledi has woken up from the coma. Now she is like full into Zulu mode. You know, she's a Zulu wife now, through and through. She tells her that when I take this million and leave, and the girl is like, nope. And she's exposed to a lot more money. Segazi mali and Segazi uti, a million is not a lot of money. So she says nope. So she thinks that Mbande is going to lobola her, because she's figured uti Mbande is easy to control. Now Mbande admits that for him, he's very easy to control. So luckily for him, he met Ukaya, which I believe is chosen for him specifically, because he has a lot of healing to do, and I think that she's going to love him back to health, you know. And yeah, so he tells his brothers ukuthi, yay madoda ngifuna ukuyolobola. They think ufuna ukuyolobola kabothando. What's the saying? Let me look. I know it's like at the end. But and Utando, and then he says she doesn't have to know. Says, I have no plans to marry Tando. Yes, she's the mother of my children, and I've made promises to her. But I'm a man. But I'm a man with 3 children, 2 that are my sperm, and 1 that is the only thing left in this world. What if Tando leaves with the boys? You know, I mean, the brothers bamboos are going to, yeah. What if she leaves because she has done it before? What's here na? Mina ngizithandela uKhaya and ngizomshada. Right? And his last words. The last words killed me. I had to read them 3 times. I'm like, men are trash. He says, I will not be the first man to leave a woman at home on a Saturday morning to go run errands, when in fact I'm off to marry the love of my life. Why do men do this? Yeah? Uyorana ama errands gantu yolobola umuntu. Hey, so that really killed me when he said that. But you know what? I don't have a problem with this specifically because I know that Utando Nae doesn't really love Umbande. He deserves so much better. So yeah, guys, I think that is all that I want to talk about in the book. And generally, I feel really, I'm happy like about this book. Is the last, because the first three really focused on just the love stories now, between the wives and the and the husbands, and then the last three we got to really understand the Zulu brothers, who they are, why they are the way they are, and what they are doing to try and change that, you know, because I also think they didn't understand themselves. They didn't understand who they are and why they are the way that they are, because a lot of the things happened years before they were born. So in the end, I also got to understand so much more, and I got to sympathize with them, and got to see Guti, most of the things that they went through is not their doing, but it was meant to happen that way because of izinto ezayenziwa abantu abadala. Although the book is called The End, I don't think it's really the end. I think it was the end of the curse, the end of that chapter of their lives, because there's no way, guys, this book leaves you with so many, yes, if it's the last book you'll be satisfied, right? You get a lot of answers, but also you are left with a lot of questions. So I feel like Mrs. Tutu left this book off like this intentionally, because if she wants to angaqhubeka, or she can just stop and not write anymore. But Mina, I really feel like uzoqhubeka, because like everyone is very interesting, everyone has a different points, like a character that she could possibly explore. I really personally really loved this book, and I give it a 10 out of 10 plus 5 points for keeping me intrigued. So yeah, guys, I mean, that's all I have to say about this book. Well, there's more that I have to say, that I can say, but I don't want to spoil it too much for you guys because it has so much juice. I'm still going to read it again. I'm gonna read it again. That's the beauty of all the books, Uguti. You can read them again and again and again, you know, without getting bored. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. If you want to get the book, I mean, obviously you can get it at Bargain Books, Exclusive Books, any bookstore really. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys again very soon. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.